What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. Alright guys, so moving on, I'm going to, like I said, we in the game of playing catch up here, and I'm going to give y'all guys my honest thoughts about the WrestleMania 40 documentary they had, the WrestleMania XL documentary, Behind the Curtain. You know, that documentary, they promoted it to come out like a couple months ago, to be honest with you. Like, it's supposed to be like that Wednesday after WrestleMania. And obviously it wasn't ready yet. It went from like being a half an hour documentary to being over an hour, and they cut it down to being just an hour. Now, when I heard about documentary, I was excited to kind of see, because obviously this whole thing messed everything kind of up for the original plans of WrestleMania, right? And I was like, are they really going to give us behind the scenes about that? But then, you know, they had to talk to The Rock, Triple H, you know, Cody and all stuff like that. And I was trying to see where we really gonna dive behind the curtain, but I was like, I don't think we're gonna go but too deep behind the curtain, because it's still a WWE production type thing with Dwayne Johnson involved. So I took a time to watch it, okay, and here are my thoughts about it. So I'm not gonna try to break down everything, you know, scene by scene leading up to it. It's basically what it is. It's about the WrestleMania 40 main event of what they had already had scheduled, what happened, why The Rock came in, what they thought, what The Rock thought, why they changed it. That's basically what it is. And originally, it was supposed to be Cody taking on Roman for that championship, CM Punk taking on Seth Rollins for his championship night 1 main event, Cody and Roman get night 2 main event. Fine. So the Raw talks about that they had the plan of doing of Roman and The Rock at WrestleMania 39 in Hollywood, which we all thought was going to be there anyway. And The Rock was saying that they was close to doing a thing. He talked to Nick Khan and all that. They was close to doing it, but something just happened and fell through, and they weren't able to do it. Okay, so I was like, okay, you're not able to do it, you move on to something else, right? So Cody lost, and then they kept Cody hot throughout the year. They gave him that Brock Lesnar storyline, and that took him into SummerSlam. So after that, it started Backlash, and they took him into SummerSlam with that. Then he had a couple days like with Dominic Mysterio, and then doing stuff with the War Games, but they kept Cody still relatively hot. He stayed injury free to build him back up. Now The Rock comes back in, and he said, well, you know, now all of a sudden I got some free time. I want to test the waters. He just wants to come in there and test the waters of how things are. And he went out on that day 1 episode of Raw, and then he had that comment about sitting at the head of the table, and the crowd popped for that. And they showed the end of the thing and saying, oh man, The Rock and Roman's going to be doing this kind of thing, right? So then, apparently, what I did not know, and I thought this was kind of cool, that they told Cody, like, hey, we know you deserve, you know, you want the rematch, and this is what you're here for, but you know the plans change, so that you're gonna have your shot, but we're going to be going the other direction with The Rock. And they knew that before Cody won the Rumble. So I was like, wait, what? But they had Cody win the Rumble anyway. And I was like, well, why haven't we won the Rumble? So he was putting on a sly face, you know, a poker face when he went in the Rumble and calling out Roman Reigns, knowing that that's not the plan that they was going to give him. But they didn't want Cody to, I guess, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was a couple weeks ago, to lose momentum. But I'm just like, you know, and then once again, CM Punk got injured in the Rumble anyway. So then naturally, the fans like, okay, we're getting a rematch. You have made Cody win back-to-back Rumbles. Only Hogan, Michaels, and Austin have run back-to-back. There have been many people that have won multiple. Edge, Orton, Cena. They've all won multiple Rumbles. Oh, Triple H. But back-to-back only goes to Hogan, 90 and 91. Michaels, 95, 96. Austin, 97, 98. So, you're in an elite class, sir. But then, Cody, when he does his promo to me, and he's telling us, you don't know how much I needed that response from y'all the other day, because you don't know what's really going on. Kinda. And I was like, okay, it was, to me it was a regular promo. I was like, oh snap, I know this is really going on. Like, I know he really knew, like, hey, yo, The Rock about to come and take my fucking spot. So then Dwayne gets on here, and he talks about that he's gonna go out there and he was gonna go out, the Roman, Cody's gonna give up his spot at Mania, and then The Rock will come out there. Because at first, when Cody asked Triple H what was my position gonna be at Mania, he said he don't know. This is a top star babyface in the company, and you don't even know what your role is going to be. And it was like, okay, well, he was penciling to face Seth Rollins. We know they the belt that you want to win, but give yourself a championship match to go get Seth Rollins. And to be honest with you, as a fan, I ain't want to see a fourth match between Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. And Cody beat Seth Rollins a fourth time. I didn't want to see that. And then they had the thing on SmackDown where Cody comes out and he says, Roman, he wants to take everything away from you, but it's not going to be at Mania. It's going to be, that's some other time, but I got somebody else that can, that's going to handle that for me. I'm paraphrasing, y'all. And that's when The Rock comes out. And everybody is on social media today is going to hype for The Rock on that first day. Now we're getting Rock and Roman, right? And Cody was supposed to be jubilant and everything, but he could not hide his emotion. That he was visibly upset. Like, if you saw, I did a short on it, you could see it. He was visibly upset. Visibly upset. And by the way, that thing got like 19,000 views, so I, for short of mine, I appreciate that, y'all. And then all of a sudden, social media took over. Then it was like, well, so wait a minute. So The Rock just comes in, we go face Roman, but what the hell about Cody though? Like, okay, is it like it's going to be a 2-night thing, or what's going to be 2 night thing? Is it going to be like a Rock and Roman, then Cody and Roman? Like what's happened? Then the We Want Cody trend started because it was stupid. Now Dwayne got in his mind. They said this is going to be the biggest match of all time, right? And people been clamoring for this match for years. They even kind of teased a little bit of it in 2015 when Roman won the Royal Rumble. The fans wanted this, but then all of a sudden the fans turned. The Cody Crybabies turn. And then this is where you see the memes about what Dwayne has done in this review or this documentary, and rightfully so, people making fun of him, calling him the new Hogan, stuff like that, because the man sounds completely oblivious to what the hell happened. And I think his ego was hurt because he says that the majority of the fans wanted to see Roman versus The Rock. And we can do like WWE used, what WWE used to do is just trug along, just keep it going, ignore what they're saying, and just keep it going and force this down. And we had this match, but he said even if just a very small majority of fans at WrestleMania did not like this, like a little 25% of the crowd did not like this, it would piss me the fuck off. So I sat there and I get the idea like, okay, how can we work with this? How can we change this? And I'm like, and I can understand. It's like, okay, so the Rock changed everything. Dwayne changed everything. This is the reason why the tag team match happened. The Rock goes heel and goes to Final Boss. He made all the perfect switch because it was the right thing for business, because he didn't want that small amount of audience to hate the matchup. Okay, newsflash, it was trending for 72 hours, the We Want Cody. And a good amount of fans wanted that match, because if you had trugged along with it, like Vince would do at WrestleMania 34, you get Lesnar and Roman. Y'all remember that match? How they booed the main event? They booed the main event at WrestleMania. They shitted on the whole match. They booed. This is boring. We hate this. You know, all that. They gave all. That's when Lesnar threw the belt at Vince out of piss and frustration, because who wants to have a main event at the biggest show? You can sit there and call about, you know, fans is tired and bullshit, they wrestlers. That could be true, because those shows was long back then. But still, there have been long other main events, and when that main event comes on there, things can change. But they ain't the main event they wanted. They didn't care for that shit. And they turned on that sumbitch hard. And The Rock know good and damn well that a lot of people wanted to see Cody and Roman, because that's the story that was told. You just came back up in here. We thought it was going to be at 39. You ain't make that happen. So now we at 40. But now you just want to come in and shoehorn your way in here when we already have a story. It's like, okay, yeah, I like The Rock and Roman, but after Cody finishes the damn story, because we couldn't go another year about finish that damn story. They had the whole 2K game programmed after finish the story. That's what it was. And for The Rock to come out here and to make it seem like it was a very small majority of a very small amount of people or fans, because Cody has his fans and it's the crybabies, that did not like the idea, and then all of a sudden, so I just couldn't stand. Well, mostly the majority, everybody's cheering for this matchup, but there'll be a small section of the audience that didn't like it. The Rock knows. He has been to multiple WrestleManias. If you're in a crowd of 70,000 people, and you have one section that does not like this match, they will get drowned out by everybody else if this match is kick ass. But that wasn't it. They did not, the majority did not want the match, and there was a small majority that did want the match. They said, fuck Cody. But that ain't what happened, Dwayne. That's not what happened. So he was ego tripping a little bit, and that's what everybody with the memes and stuff came from. It was like, and he's like, you know, and I invented this, or I did this, and they were funny. I'm not even gonna lie, they were funny, but that was the reality of what was going on in the documentary. So they said, okay, well, now we had to pivot. Now Triple H was saying that, hey, he felt as though that we ain't gonna force it along, because he knew once that The Rock came out and then did that thing, and the fans was not gonna be happy after Cody won the Rumble. He knew that, and they still try to go along with that anyway. So then Vegas comes up when they had a press conference, and then they make the change, which ends up, you know, working out for everybody. The downfall too much to me about this documentary is I didn't hear enough from Seth Rollins, didn't hear enough from Roman Reigns, and I would like to hear from them. I would like to hear their opinion, their side of it. Like they talked to them a little bit, but it wasn't enough to, like, you know, especially Roman. Like, I really wanted to hear what Roman had to say about everything. I really wanted to hear how Roman felt about everything, like personally. That's what, you know, his fan, like a big matchup, but then how, you know, how the fans, like, basically willed it into existence, because that's what the fans wanted to see. And then when Cody comes back out there and slaps The Rock, and it's like, okay, now we're getting the final boss, and The Rock was working with his people, the people that he has to help write his stories and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, we can with this character, and we bring in The Rock back, because The Rock was never intended to go back to being heel, but he did. He had to. And that right there, that was basically the sum of everything. It was just focused on that. Then, you know, Cody wins, and all that great stuff. You see some behind the scenes moments with, you know, with him winning and things like that. But it really was just talking about, you know, how the change. But it really felt like the Dwayne show. It really felt like The Rock said, I changed this, and this is the reason for it. And I was mature enough to switch things, because for first of all, man, like I said, if the reaction is that little, you're not changing that. And you can tell when that happened, The Rock's ego's crushed after that. Because I'm The Rock, okay? Fuck it, I'm The Rock. These big celebrities or the people that are top of the food chain, they have egos. Fuck it, we all have egos. to a certain extent. Some are way worse than others. And he just could not wrap his mind around the fact that everybody wanted to see Cody just finish the story. Because wrestling fans are not dumb. Okay? You can't. Sometimes you got spoon feed some of these motherfuckers, but sometimes it's like we mature enough to know they just a bunch of kids here like, oh, let's just see the Rock and Reigns, and they got short attention spans and they don't care about anything else. Yeah, there are a lot of kids in there, but their parents gotta bring them there, and we are the millennials in here. The Gen Xers are the ones the Gen Zs are the ones who have a brain and knows how storytelling works. They want to see the end of the story. And for some reason, he just couldn't wrap his head around that. And so, his comments just seem so asinine in this documentary when talking about it. And it's like, I think it was a group effort and making some decisions along the way to help change the story. This was all just on The Rock because The Rock felt as though that I don't want to upset a small majority of the fans. That to me, that was like, that sounds completely senile. It does. It was what it was. I think it's a decent watch. You can go ahead and just go on YouTube and just check it out. It's like you're not reinventing the wheel. The only new thing that I knew about was excuse me, how far into changing like the plan for The Rock coming in was like even before the Rumble. That I did not know. So seeing Cody in the promos and seeing how emotional he was, now I understand why. It wasn't just because I want Dustin to win. I want to win the tie for my daddy. It was more than that. I respect him, saying that. So I would say, go check it out. Like I said, it's not reinventing the wheel or anything like that, but it's just kind of funny and head scratching to hear how Dwayne explains how he changed his whole thing, and that's where all these memes been coming from.